The Treehouse is a big job, but a lot of what took so long was, I think, mould, and it just taking forever with the basic washer. So, if we need to break it into 2 episodes, that's fine, because that's what we've done before. So then it'll be more comparable. Basically, we'll see what it looks like once we get to 50%. And if it doesn't look like we're going to get it finished within my time limit, then we'll break it in 2, and we'll do a second episode on it. Which is fine. Sign? Not off to a good start. There we go. Different angle. I should really do this stuff all last. The underneath bits were a pain. Having to move the scaffold around a lot with the basic washer, but with this I probably won't need to use the scaffold. I'll probably just need to use an extension of some description. Getting the inside of this tire is a pain as well. There we go. Lovely. Right, the lanterns, I believe, are the first things that you should clean if you're doing the achievement. We are not. We don't care. We're moving on. We have 100% achievements already. And then up we go. The gnome is in the hammock, of course. Ah yes, there was all of the rust up here as well. That was also a pain with the basic washer. But with the Pro, as you can see, it goes away with just the green nozzle. This is basically God mode. So, yeah, this should go a bit quicker. Will it go quickly enough to do it in an hour and a half? Don't know. Remains to be seen. I can't remember how long it took in early access when I at least had the heavy duty. I didn't have the Pro. It hadn't been released yet, but I did have the heavy duty. So roof cap goes the whole way along. We'll just do the central bit first, to be honest. You have to go a little bit slow. Like, it does clean the rust, but you do have to take your time. Can't be too impatient. Which is fair enough. Gonna get a bit dazzled by the reflection here. Spike. So what's remaining on this roof cap then? Is it just the under angle probably? Yeah, probably. Yep. Well, that was pretty easy. So that's good. And now we just do the roof in all of its sections. Do the spine first. Make sure we get the back side of this fascia. The problem with walking down tiles is you do get a little bit stuck sometimes. So even though it looks like the roof is sectioned up, it's not. At least not fully. Good. Once again, like with the carousel roof, it would actually be better in many respects in terms of angles to look up at it instead of doing it down like this. But because I'm just doing like a tile width at a time, I'm not spraying too far away from me, it doesn't really make much difference. It would make more of a difference if I was trying to do the whole thing from standing on the top, basically. But that would be foolish. I don't know why my ladder and step ladder are up on the deck already. They should be all the way down the bottom, really. A step ladder would actually have been handy for cleaning the tire swing, of all things. So the advantage of working top down here as well, as you might be able to tell, is you get a little bit of splashback down onto the decking when you're doing the edges of the roof. So, you know, a bit of free cleaning there. Whereas if you're doing it the other way around, you'd just be spraying up at things and just going off into the middle of nowhere. Just be spraying up into the sky. On to the next. Oh, I haven't done this whole thing. I was wondering, why didn't that roof ding for me? It's because I haven't done this side. That would do it. This is a good track. Criminal Enterprise. Love that. I'm imagining a gangster Picard. That sort of Criminal Enterprise? Probably not what they had in mind. But my mind is a lot more fun. Let's make sure to do the top of that fascia bit. Not facade, fascia. I think that's just called trim at this point. It's a variety of ways you can do this roof. You could also just do it like looking down and go back and forward around each layer of tile. That's another perfectly acceptable way of doing things. Also quite a fun way of doing things. So by which I mean doing like this. You just kind of follow it around and then just spray each layer of tile as you go. Or you could even do it looking down still, but just do it moving sideways. It's awkward when you get to the corner, so you probably want to not do it to the corner. You just want to work your way down. Then you can just actually just hold your mouse still. You don't need to spray it. Whee! It's like some sort of auto-scroller. We're like a DVD screensaver, just bouncing from side to side. This is actually really fun. And there we go. We reached the corner. Brilliant. And then around the conical bit here, it's probably better just to do it up-down, looking around like this instead. Because otherwise you've got to turn yourself awkwardly. And then it'll get to a certain point that it'll just go, yep, good enough, and give you the ding anyway. EG. Cool. Well, that's the roof done. Yeah, that was a lot easier than last time. And now you want to do the eaves, kind of do everything looking from the outside in first probably, and then turn around and go right underneath. Probably have to crouch to go underneath though. Get a good angle on things. Realistically, you probably wouldn't want to spray in onto your house like this, because it might go into the roof cavity. But, screw this guy, apparently. Just getting incidental bits of trim, which can kind of be annoying in some ways, because then it's easy to lose track of what you've actually done. Gotta be careful. So what I mean by the outside in sort of thing is... Ooh, ding ding, getting trim pieces already. Is like this fascia up here. It's just... the dings keep coming and they keep on coming. Just keeps interrupting me. Anyway, this fascia board here, so you got to get the inside angle looking out before it'll ding. There we are. Now, also have a bit of a... There's a step ladder. There's a little bit of an angle on things there for that trim. Isn't really a taller thing to stand on, is there? Well, kind of. Oops. There we go. And then chuck the short extension on, put on the yellow as well to be sure. So that way we're just getting, there we go, the roof trim from that side of things. I think that's the only case where you have that. It's just above the doorway there. Just going to abuse this angle a little bit to get a little bit of height on the door frame, like the top of the door frame there. And then we take everything off again. Just go back to green. Now this pillar is probably almost done because we've hit it from most angles. Same with this one, we just need to hit it from this at diagonal really. Yep. And we just want to keep going around. So, once again, just do it from the outside. Basically the point is that by doing it from the outside, you're getting a lot of spray onto the inside areas anyway. If you were doing it from the inside looking out, you'd end up wasting a lot of that time. Because you'd be doing all of the stuff that we're doing anyway from the outside, but you'd still have to do it from the outside. Now, this is an awkward one in terms of the fascia. I think we might actually have to just look at it from the side. It's, yeah, really awkward. Yeah, you kind of got to go here and spray up. And then do the same on the other side as well. Is that bit? I can't tell if that's its own bit. No, it's also the bit at the bottom. That's fine then. So we need to do the same sort of thing here. Yeah, look up there. There we go. That's sufficient. Now stand on the railing. This is a lot easier than the one by the doorway. And we just go ding, 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 ding. Window frame doesn't want to ding. Interesting. If we put it on the yellow. It'll be some weird angle shenanigans. There it is. Okay. Back onto the green. It's very easy to miss little bits of trim, and you just have to come back and find them. It's kind of fine. It's pretty inevitable. It's hard to expect that you get everything first try, and it's hard to check as well, since they're all the same name no matter where they are. And it's just fine. You might just have to do the rounds. If you leave it to the point that you think you've only got 3 things to go, and the checklist doesn't show up, then you know you've got to check your PDA and see what you've missed. Ding, 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 ding. This window frame we don't have from our side. Underneath, probably. Sometimes it just gets really picky. Yeah, that's all done. Good. So, once again, going from the outside. Just getting some of the trim pieces just by doing this. And like the lanterns and such, we tend to be getting. And we're back where we started, pretty much. There we go. Cool. Yep, there's the trim, in fact. So now it gets tricky because you want to do it from the inside, but it's hard to get a good angle. In fact, we want to go around this way, I think. Because we're right-handed in this game, we're not able to swap that annoyingly. So you want to get the angle from the right-hand side looking across to the left for all of these bits there. So that's the roof trim done. And then the eaves is the last bit that we need to do. And that's just because of all of this awkward stuff that we missed going around the first time. And it's just not really worth your while trying to get it the first time round. Another bit of roof trim. The trim seems to be in different pieces, but the eave seems to be all one. Even though you'd expect it to be each individual panel, for some reason it isn't. The roof underside there, and then more eaves here. And the roof trim along here is separate. You kind of need to crouch actually to get onto this bit. And lantern as well, there's the trim. Lantern. Eaves should be very close to being done now. Maybe we do need to crouch and do a little bit better. Because we have done a full circuit now. We were expecting the eaves to just be finished by this stage. But I should have actually... I don't need to go prone, but I should have crouched as I went around. There we go. Good. Yeah, and I think the lanterns are pretty much all done. Windows. Let's just do the door while we're here. And we'll work our way around from this door. Apparently the door frame is not done. Ah, that's why. There we go. And the door is also not done for some reason. Some weird angles going on there. Sometimes you just got to get up close and personal and just spray it where you think there might be something. You might not even see it, but you just got to go for it. Now, upper house wall looks like this keeps going. Lower house wall does not. Trim. It's a bit weird that you've got inconsistencies of where the dividers are. So that was upper house wall there. This one... Ah, because it technically extends above the door. Okay, well, that's fine. We'll leave that. But the lower one does not. So these windows and such do not go all the way to the top. That's where it gets confusing. So we'll basically do these from both sides. And underneath. So the window frame, we probably want to do from this side now. Yep. The window itself is done. Just need to remember to spray everything from each side. And then this side to get the trim, the window frame, voila, everything. Trim, yeah. These walls should at least match up. Nice. That trim we'd already done most of anyway. This bottom bit here, lower house trim looks like it extends pretty much the whole way around. So these have already done. Ooh, no. Vertical house trim. Ah, it's the corner, isn't it? Which should complete when I do that. Good. At the very least, I feel we'll be able to do the top side of this map before we call it. But it's taken about 20 minutes to do, not even 20%, so... do this side of the frame and everything. Yeah, bottom line is this is just a big map. Trim... wall... frame... frame? We need to crouch, don't we? Yep. Apparently window frame still isn't happy with me. What have I missed? Something on that side. Take it a little bit slower across some of these bits. The window is really easy to clean, it seems. Good, good, good. And then underneath, good. Trim, good. Yes. It's a long wall. So we'll just do about that far and then we'll do the bottom. Go around the tree. Accidentally right clicking. Nice. And then we do the lower wall. Okay, now this window frame. Window. Trim. Actually, from here we'll do the next window along as well. Why not? Gets us the angle. And crouch. And do the underneath of that one as well. Ding ding. Same sort of thing with this, where we do this side of the window, it's the trim. And then as we crouch down to do that, we also do the next section. Just to get a bit of a head start. It's the trim. Window and frame. Good. All done. I much prefer these windows here that are not full length. Both to clean and also in real life. Like, a floor-to-ceiling window you can't put anything in front of or really on the inside. This you could at least have some drawers or something underneath. Cupboards, I don't know. Never quite understand floor-to-ceiling windows. My feet don't have eyes. I know it might come as a shock, but... this upper house wall is not quite done for some reason. What are we missing? The underside. There we go. Good. That's pretty much everything for the house, I'm fairly sure. Now, the railing takes a fair bit of doing. Probably want to do it from the outside first, realistically, don't we? Because we're going to be spraying across onto the deck a fair bit by doing that. Where's our scaffold? Over there. Okay. Well, good a place as any to start, I suppose. Put it on the short extension. Actually, we might even put it on the long extension, because I think we want to just move this back a bit and have a bit more of an angle. Then we chuck it on the long extension. So then we can just get a nice, good coverage here. In fact, let's just chuck it on the yellow, because then it'll be definitely cleaning everything it touches. And that's like thin boards anyway, right? I wonder if we actually want to do it from the next level down as well, just to make sure we get the undersides of everything, because it'll be easier to get the undersides from the outside. But I think we're doing that anyway, just from this height. So we can get a pretty good bead all the way around that angle there, and now we need to move it to the next spot so we can see we cleaned up to about there. That camera is in a very annoying spot. Maybe you should have put those away before you had someone to come clean your place. Just thinking. The gimmick is this dude's apparently hunting Bigfoot. Maybe Bigfoot only likes a clean house. See, this is probably where, like I was saying with the roof and doing it facing downwards, this might actually have been a better thing to do first, because you can see the amount of splashback that's going onto the house behind. Feel that railing I can probably get from the stairwell anyway. Okay. Speaking of stairwell, I mean, there's no time like the present, right? May as well. Since I'm here and everything. You can get most of that from the ground, to be honest, but... Right, so scaffold now needs to go the other side of this tree, if we can. Fit it down here somewhere, please. Have to do. Probably a bit close, but we can swap to the short extension instead if we need to. If we focus on doing it from a particular angle from this side, then we can get the other angle from the inside anyway. I don't want to make sure we get the bottom bits though. Those we can get from the ground floor though, let's be honest. Sort of thing you can also just do the railings from the inside angle in the first place, and then without bothering with the scaffold, just come around on the ground and just fire up at things. You'll probably get it. It feels like we're doing a little bit of a better job though. Till we clip into the... Oops. Never mind. Ah, no, missed it again. I want to jump up onto this if I can. There we go. Just to get over there. Literally because I'm too lazy to move the scaffolding one more time. Alright. Now we've actually got a second scaffold over there anyway. It's kind of weird. Given that, why do you need a shorter scaffold when you can just stand one level down? But I guess it's to fit underneath. Though this one wouldn't fit underneath here, so it's kind of a moot point, really. Though it would fit underneath the main area. So, yeah, so now we're too tall. This is an awkward height. So we actually want this one. No, we've got another one underneath. We just have so many scaffolds on this level, it's absurd. Let's move you over here or something. Maybe we'll use you for a stairwell. Sure, but probably down here instead. I could do this from the ground, I don't know why I'm bothering with the scaffold. And then that one can move over here. Because the layers are a lot better. Because if we go up to the next level, that's a bit better. Really just need a scissor lift where you could adjust the height more granularly, to be honest. And now we just do things from the ground, I think. %, not bad. This all feels really messy what we're doing here. We're just kind of mostly doing the outside angles, but it just definitely feels very messy. Because we're not actually finishing anything, it just kind of feels bad. But it is difficult with all of these railings. Maybe we just want to have it on like a short extension, stand a bit closer. No, that's not going to clean anything adequately. But it's freeing us up to hopefully clean them all off properly when we do it from the inside later. The only exception might be the lower bits, because there'll be a bit of extra moss on the inside angles of these bits as well, for these posts extending down. And from here we're spraying a little bit up onto the underside as a bit of a bonus. If we could just do all of the railings, that would actually be kind of nice before we finish up. I want to do the top floor area as well, ideally. I mean, this sort of thing I can get from there anyway. And let's just do the undersides of the steps. Why not? Can from here, so... This is what I mean by the extra bits underneath. Okay, well we've done most of the railings now, which is nice. So we should hopefully be able to do the railings now from the top level again. You know what, maybe we just clean the staircase now. I'm gonna be using it anyway. It's a bit awkward that each step is not its own thing, so you don't really get an idea of your progress. Not that we'd be cleaning them from just underneath. Anyway, the idea is that we'll clean them as we go up them. The inside of the spiral we can get when we're actually on the stairs as well. Underneath these steps is a bit awkward. You can only get down so far. Like, we can never clean underneath the bottom two steps, basically. Screw them, I guess. Are we going to stand up again? No. Alright, well that's most of them done. We need to do the outside though. To around this point. Up to, funnily enough, around the point that I start to actually go up the stairs. So let's take the extension off. And now we can just chuck it on the green, probably, to be honest, because we're right up close. Banister you kind of want to clean looking down, I think, the handrail. Honestly, probably what I should have done, more in a more logical order, is from the top, cleaned it going down, whatever I could. To then clean the outside, and then clean the steps again going up. Hey, whatever. Super muddy up here. How do you get mud all the way up here? I can understand moss, but not so much the mud. There's the steps. Joist. Apparently I did that enough from underneath. And now's where we start doing the railings again. We're going to actually stand on top to do a lot of those, I think. Ditto with the handrail. Don't try this at home. Actually, I know I said that you probably want to do it going down, but actually with the angle of your washer, you don't. So you do actually want to do it looking up while standing on it. Because of the angle of your washer, because of the way that it pitches going down. Since, again, being right-handed. The lantern itself is done. The handrail is not. So, yeah, so again, it's a case of going up this angle, you actually get a better shot of the ones ahead going up. There's lots of bits that I've missed. Oh, it'll also be on the outside up the top here. I don't think I did. No. There we go. Cool. So now here we want to just do the top of the handrail going around. I'm not sure I even did the outside here. No, we didn't. So we couldn't really put a scaffold down. We've just gone on to the tree doesn't have collision at that point, by the way. Don't worry about the branch that I just walked through. Yeah, so from over here, I want to look back this way, chuck on like an extra long extension, and blast this. You could also do it from the next platform down, but hey, whatever. This does the trick. Actually, what's awkward here is this lot of stuff in here next to the tree, so I guess that will have to do from the next layer down, probably. If it doesn't clean properly. It might. Can't tell. Once again, branches don't have collision. Do that side of that end. Turn around and do this side of that end. It's not going to be able to do it when we're standing down there. And now we're back to the stairwell. And there's some of the railings done, because apparently we just sprayed it enough incidentally. And did a good enough job from underneath, just to take care of it. Handrail there. This whole bit here we're going to have to do here. I think it's pretty forgiving when it comes to the bits of like the underneath of the railings and such. So long as you've done the upright planks, it's kind of fine with everything else. We haven't done the inside of this, so it's not going to ding for us, but we're just making sure we get this side pretty well done. We'll worry about the rest of that from another time. These stairs we don't really need to do yet, but hey, we did the underside of them, so let's just do the tops too. Okay, I didn't even need to do most of it. Alright. This game is sometimes a little bit too forgiving. In the wrong places. So now we just walk around the handrail here until we get back to the spiral staircase. And then we'll start doing the railing from the floor level. Honestly, what I probably should have done, if I'd thought about it, is clean the top of the railing from the roof. Would have made sense. Kind of awkward angles, though. This is a pretty reliable way of doing it. And as mentioned, now we're back at the spiral staircase. Now we just kind of start doing this, really. It's pretty simple. We are going to have to do the back angles as well, so we want to actually take a little bit more time on this than I was giving it. Apply a little bit more technique. We want to kind of go one section forward like that, walk forward, do the next section looking forward, do this section looking back. Do the next section looking forward, walk forward to the middle of it, and do the preceding section looking back. If we actually spray back a couple of sections, it looks like it might actually be better. Pick up a few more bits that we missed. So if we actually crouch a bit, that might be even better. Hell for your knees, but apparently our character has really strong knees. Incredible squat technique. It would be really nice if the railing sections were actually just sectioned up between each post. So you kind of got the posts cleaned and then the railings cleaned in between to give you a bit more immediate feedback. Because otherwise it's kind of hard to know where the whole section ends. This goes all the way around to the staircase, I think, that goes down to the next level. It's quite a long stretch this whole way around. You can only tell based on the amount that's finished, and it's the same both sides of this corner. So once again, looking forward, looking back. It's awkward when you get to the corners, because you can't really look back. That's where you have to have done it from the outside. I can't remember if I did, or if I left it to do from the next level down. It's also where you hope that the map is just forgiving and dings for you anyway. You might not have to do every little bit. Yeah, so there's definitely some on the outside that we've not done. In fact, it's pretty much all of it. Yeah, we didn't do this from the ground. We left it to do from the next floor down, I guess. Well, we're going to do it precariously leaning over the banister instead. That's how we roll. I'm not sure this is going to be exhaustive enough. Then of course we get the tree. Doesn't help. Pretty close though. Hey, there's a lot of angle stuff that we need to do from down here. Let's just jump down here. This would have been a lot easier before. Yeah, it's the underside of the railing. That's part of the problem. And you kind of get right up. Oh, we can't get right up behind the tree. Oh, there we go. Joist done. I didn't even want to do the joist. Okay, so you do just want to do it from around. Forgot about the undersides of the rails. I think we managed to do that pretty well from the other side, perhaps, but we weren't on the scaffold for all this. There we go, there's the railing done, so that's all it needed. Good, now we can go back up again. Time to do the table and stools. It's not a chair, it doesn't have a back, it's a stool. Let's do the top of the table first, shall we? Just got to do these stools from at least 2, maybe 3 angles again. Same with any cylinder really, if you do the meat chip from 3 opposite angles, like form a triangle around it, then you usually finish it off. It's annoying here because the underside of the table's in the way. Which is, I think, technically rusty. But I think thankfully it doesn't really matter for the Pro. So rust, what's that? It's just a different type of wood, isn't it? There we go. Now, did we do all the chairs? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, cool. Floor time. So this takes a while. It's a case of kind of wish it was sectioned up by maybe having a nice big beam going across from this corner here. If this lined up, and it doesn't line up, that's the other frustrating thing, is this side here ideally would line up here with the left-hand side of the staircase, but instead it's not. It's not a very well designed treehouse, I must say. Could do better. I feel it would be a lot more structural if things lined up a bit better. The idea being this area here could be its own dingable, which would be kind of nice rather than having it be just the whole surface the whole way around. So you really don't get a feeling of progress. Cool. All you can do is just take it plank by plank, section by section, and hope for the best. We can at least move the step ladder over there. We can actually put the ladder up against the house now because we've done the house. No, we just need to crouch. I don't think we need to go prone. Just realised that this railing is a separate section, so we do have to finish this bit off. But we did do it pretty well from the outside. There we are. And this railing as well, actually, come to think of it. Got so fixated on the railing on the other side and having to do it from the outside again that we completely forgot about this bit. Which is the first bit that we actually started cleaning. Often the way. So this bit actually finishes at the corner, does it? Or does it go all the way around? Okay, it goes all the way around and is extremely forgiving about when it goes ding. Because there was a lot of bits still on there. So we'll just keep working our way around. I'm not going to work backwards again, I'll just do it from here. Again, just do it plank by plank, bit by bit. And we'll get there eventually. I do love the texture detail I've got with all the wood grain and everything. I'm sure it repeats, but it's a long enough texture that you don't notice when it's side by side. It's the little things that's appreciable when you can't tell immediately when you look at it that it's repeating to that extent. It's quite good. It's just a simple thing of having each bit that does repeat being just offset enough to not notice. So we can see, so there's that knot hole there. I guess that's that bit there. Yeah, so it's about 5 or 6 planks before it repeats. Probably should have cleaned around here before I put the ladder down, but it shouldn't matter. So we're over 50% of the way here, which I snuck up on me a bit because I was thinking I'd assess at 50% whether or not I even continued. So now it's a tricky thing of I don't know if I'll finish within another 45 minutes. Maybe I will? I'd like to think I would. But it is a bit hard to tell. A lot of it is just big flat areas, so there's that. We've done a lot of the fiddly stuff just with the railings. I think I'll push on. Yeah, this trim bit around where the tree is should clean as well. Do you believe? Is that a separate joist or something? Maybe it's not. rim joist. Oh, it'll be underneath as well, of course. All of that stuff should be cleaned when I get underneath. Which I guess might be the next thing to do, actually. Yeah, maybe that would give me a better impression of how long I've got to go on it. Stick the long extension on and do it from underneath. There we go. Right, down the staircase. So here's the joist on the outside there. And a lot of it is just a case of getting the right angles from underneath for everything. Because the key point is that these laterals don't actually meet up with the underside, bizarrely. Which makes no sense as to why the underside has them in separate sections. It's very weird. Let's get you out of the way because I don't intend to use you. Long extension. Okay, yeah, this should go pretty quickly, I think. Come to think of it, yeah. Maybe this won't be such a problem after all. Okay. 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 So we are going to have to come at things from the other direction as well, of course. We're basically doing this side. We'd already done those bits from the other side, basically, is the point. Why they dinged so quickly. Here it's a case of doing it from this angle. It's very splattery at the edges. Maybe if I do yellow, would that be a bit better? No, it's just thinner. It doesn't really clean it any more efficiently. That's the ring around the tree done. Random bits of underside getting done as well. Oh, okay. Didn't expect that, but fine. Should just be a case of I'll ding everything on the return trip when I'm looking the other direction. Why am I walking backwards anyway? I feel like I'd probably be doing this better. Never mind. Could have gone walking forward to do this angle instead. Right. Guess it all drips down where I've been instead of dripping on top of me, so there's that. I just hope this is actually cleaning efficiently enough. Okay. This is enough of a splash that it's doing bits that I expect to have to do from the other angle. Basically, when I look back the other way, it should look like a barcode with just strips that haven't been finished. Seems that I'm just getting a good enough angle anyway, a lot of the time. Which is kind of interesting. Not what I expected at all. The joists, though, are the bits that really need to be cleaned from the other angle. Okay, and then... Oh, I just jumped. Okay, we're already up to 75%. That escalated very quickly. Yeah, I no longer have any particular worry about finishing this in time, I think. We might get bogged down on some tricky details again a bit later, but yeah, in general, feeling pretty good about this. So it's a little bit awkward, the bits that I'll have to do from that platform. So yeah, so it's a case if we go down here, now as we turn around, you can see the black bars that exist of the bits that I missed. So now it should be a case of the joists that I didn't finish the first time should now finish, and the undersides that I didn't finish the first time should now finish. Find the tree on that one. And it's pretty forgiving on the underside, as we noticed by it dinging an awful lot as we were going. That'll be the ends of the joists too, probably. Wow, okay, yeah, those undersides are pretty forgiving sometimes. It's really just a case of, did you get enough of an angle to get underneath the joist? It still annoys me that the joist doesn't attach to the underside. I feel this, like, center joist should be the bit that doesn't attach to the underside. It should just run along underneath all of the other joists. That feels more logical to me, but hey, what do I know? Okay, so we must have missed some bits from this side still. Some of these joists not quite clean enough. I guess that was the downside of using the green. It's just not quite good enough for some of these joists. Okay. And then once again, these I have to get from up there anyway. But I can just make sure I do a bit more of a thorough job here anyway. The center joist's been done. The underside, more underside. So at a high enough angle, low enough angle I guess, that it's actually spraying through the underside of the joist. Above the joist to get to the underside on the other side. That's a lot of sides that I'm talking about. Joist also not clean, interesting. Is that from the outside, or no, must not have done a good enough angle. Interesting. Now for these, so long as I clean the bits that I'm below directly, then the rest should be fine. Now, where's that joist? You. There we go. Well, looks pretty good. So now let's do short extension to do the underside of this bit. We haven't even done the top of this one, I don't think, but we may as well do the underside while I'm here. And this side. Yellow just seems to make sure that the joists get clean a bit more reliably. There we are. Do the underside of these steps. We've already done the ones leading up. Bit more of the railing of the lower section will be missed, it seems. I guess because it goes up to the tree. The handrail. Oh, hello. Accidental underside. Okay. Up to 81% done already. Yeah, once you start just doing these big, large open areas, the percentage does escalate really quickly. I think we're going to finish much quicker than I expected, ultimately. That does seem to be the hallmark of the Pro Washer run, whereas the Basic Washer was always a case of I would underestimate how long it would take. Like, I knew it was going to take longer, but not how much longer, because it wasn't until I got into the map that I really noticed if there was big mould or rust or paint areas that were just taking forever to do with, like, the red nozzle. With the Pro, it's kind of the opposite, where it's a case of, like, I knew I'd go quicker, but I didn't realize how much quicker. Because in a lot of cases I can just use the green nozzle, where previously I was having to use at least yellow, if not the red. Should definitely do the yellow on these reverse sections though, just to be making sure I get a nice tight beam. So much more reliable that way. And that'll be the underside. No, not quite. What am I missing on this underside? Ah, because of the tree. There we go. Literally just had to waft across. Alright. Okay, so let's just do these signs, just to get them out of the way. I want the tires or something underneath to be the last thing that I do. So I think that's all the signs done. Let's do this trim, because why not? Playground border. Why do you have a playground out here? Really? I thought of this as an obstacle course, not a playground. It's interesting that this guy thinks of it as a playground. Cool. So tires, balance steps, and balance board are the things that I want to be left. I want them to be the last things I do. Do a bit more of a thorough clean of these steps here. So we won't actually finish them off until we're coming down them later. Good, another lantern. The lanterns are a little bit tricky. There is a, not a hidden one per se, but it is a little bit out of the way. It's easily missed, to put it that way. There's the joist. Side, good. Ding, 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 ding. Good, 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 good. And now joist, joist, joist. Why is this joist not... Okay. Cool, that's pretty much all of those underside bits done now, so that's nice. There's this lantern here is the tricky one that's really easily missed. Like if you're trying to do the clean all lanterns first achievement, that's the one that you're probably going to miss. What's left on this railing? I'm confused. What did we not do from the other side? Is there just some random bits looking down? Ah, yes, it is. Some of these sides. Ah, I can do them from here. There we go. Done. Good. This research table, I remember being a real pain in the bee with the basic washer. I can't remember why it took so long to clean. I think it must have some mould or something on it. I'm sure it was this one that I was just spraying from every which angle and it did not want to clean. So we'll probably save some minutes just by using the Pro, because it'll probably just blast through anything that I incidentally missed last time. I bet it was some rust on that metal bit there where there's like a clamp or something. That was probably all it was. Probably have done the top first, eh? So that I'd actually know when I was done. You know. Important detail. There we go. Yeah, so much easier this time. I bet it was because I was just thinking of everything being wood and missed the fact that there was probably some rust on the metal bits. And just didn't even think. Okay, and not the railing I expected to clean. Oh, there it is. Just as I was jumping up. That should be the middle deck pretty much done. Handrail, there we are. Stairs I'll barely need to look at probably to clean. Yeah, still half of them dirty before it dinged. That's absurd. There's the railing joist there. We do need to stand on this to do the handrail properly. Just haven't gone around there yet. We have done it from the other side though, so... Oh, the barbecue was the other thing that took forever with the basic washer. Because there was just some sort of rust somewhere that I didn't notice. Boing. This one... The way that you can stand kind of half in the air certainly helps. It's absurd, but I'll take advantage of it. That side, then do what we can from this side. Voila. Didn't really need much encouragement, as expected. I should be crouching for some of this stuff, but it doesn't seem to matter, so... Sounds like it could be from Star Wars. It's very John Williams-esque. Okay, there's the railing and the joist done at the same time. Do the picnic table. Also probably a case of a bit of mould on the wood, a bit of rust on the nails. But pretty easily done. Right. We're doing a bunch of floor while we're doing this as well, which helps. On that side, crouch instead of prone perhaps to do it a bit better. It's one of those things where not having a granular crouch versus prone is a little bit awkward because I kind of want to do a little bit between the two. Never mind. Imagine if it was like, instead of holding crouch to go into prone directly, that it kind of went and you got to drop down and just release when you got to the level that you were happy with. That would be kind of nice. You know, you tap to crouch still, but if you hold it, you kind of go to crouch and then gradually drop down from there, so you could choose an intermediary setting. Would be nice. It's basically, are you full prone? Are you on your elbows? You know, what is it that you're doing? Ah, yes, this is the bit where we spray gas bottles with high pressure water. That's a great idea, isn't it? And clean the grill. This is just night and day, cleaning this versus using the basic washer. So the thing with a Pro is, it's still fun, don't get me wrong. I like the fact that I'm just blasting away everything. But at the same time, it does trivialize it an awful amount. Can I even go lower here? Yeah, there we go. I really wish you could pick up these things and move them away from the railing as well, so that you could get a better angle on things, because it's such a pain to try and get down here. Trying to clean underneath and your washer just keeps clipping into things. Yeah. If I could move them over near the table, that would be really useful. Okay, so what's missing on the side table anyway? Can't be much. Is a stand done? I bet the side table it's just something that I have trouble reaching. It's these awkward angles again. Always come back to bite me. Okay, whatever it was there. I think it was right by one of the bottles. So the stand is done, so it's just the barbecue drum now. Not quite sure what angle I've missed on that. Maybe this angle, actually. Is it just the top? So could I close the lid, please? We can make it just a little bit easier. It's the bit behind. There we go, in between the stand. Okay, well that's them done. I'm fairly sure that was quicker than the first time, or the last time I was doing this. Getting the floor off in between the two. So we still need to finish off the picnic table just from this angle. Just getting all of the upright bits. Crouch first, and then go prone to get underneath. Voila, good. Lovely. So now, what is there even left? There's the top side. We're at 97% now, so we are very close to being done, which is nice. So comparing this against the basic washer is not going to be a competition at all. What will be kind of interesting is comparing against my early access run of it, when I would have had the high power, but not the pro. I'd have had just the heavy duty instead. And less idea of what I was doing. So, technique comes into play as well. Ah, the staircase, of course. We've got the handrails and the staircase still to do after the top side here. There we go. So, staircase handrail. Good. Staircase. Oh, there's the joist done as well. Good. Right, so, I expected there to be 3 things left and there's more. So what have we missed? So balance boards, balance steps. Ah, middle deck rim joists. Right. And upper deck joists. You are apparently not done. Okay. Well, you are now. And upper deck joists. Oh, yep, I can see one over there. Can I jump over? Yes, good. You. There we go, there was a second one as well. Where? Oh. Oh, I saw it. This one. There we are. Okay. Still no checklist. Oh, there was another middle deck rim joist. One down the side here. There we go. Good. Now we have exactly what we expected left. So we'll do the balance boards. Balance steps. Ding, 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 ding. The board is not quite done. There we go. And now it's just the tyres. The tyres, which are an absolute pain in the butt to do. That's fine. We'll just spray from the top first. And then you kind of just do them from the sides, I think. Yeah, there we go. You kind of do a combination of inside and outside by spraying them from the side. And done. Excellent. Well, that was a lot quicker. Be interesting to see what it ended up being, but we're about 40 minutes. It's about an hour 20, I think. Nice. Looks so pretty when it's done. Very nice. Treehouse looks mighty fine. You've spruced the spruce. Okay. Excellent.